Hey guys, welcome back 2025. I'm wishing everyone a happy new year. I've been away for quite some time, but we are back with a bang, and today I have one of my favorite travel bloggers, the Popi Show, Popi Sibiya. She is now doing season 5 of the Popi Show. Guys, please let's put our hands together for travel content creator and vlogger Popi Sibiya.
Hello everyone.
Hi Popi.
Hi Sidi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks Njani.
Khona ungene njani enyakeni?
Oh, ntombi ndingene hey. Ndingene rush because I'm rushing for season 5. There's a lot of work I still need to do in terms of admin, preparation. So ndingene.
But you've hit the ground running.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely, things are in the works.
Things are in the works.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I mean, your name, oh, she's a risk taker. Oh, she's so brave. Oh, palpitations. Oh, party to South Africa. Party to South Africa is stress. But one thing about your content, it's so wholesome, history lessons, so educational. How's been the feedback so far? I mean, when you started the show, from where you are now, how are things feeling for you now in terms of feedback? Season 5 now, yeah.
Things are great. Abantu are really enjoying the show, and I feel like the audience is now diversifying as well. So eqaleni it was mostly girls I'd gone to school with, abantu base Qonce, Eastern Cape, Xhosa,
that we're
Cape
watching.
Town, yes.
All right.
And now it's people from all over the world. The UK, the US.
That's amazing.
All races, all sort of income groups. So
no negative feedback.
No,
not a lot.
Abantu just saying, "Oh, I'm scared for you," but it's nothing bad. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah,
just Abantu raising concerns, which is normal. It's human, and yeah.
I've always wondered. You can choose to not answer this, but I prefer you do.
Okay.
Like as it stands currently, Popi, are you employed or you are literally focusing on the Popi Show?
My employment is my business, the Popi Show. Popsicle Pty Ltd.
Yes.
So I run a business. This business is the show and other consulting work that I do for brands and businesses.
Yeah.
But this is my job now. Yeah, I quit my 9 to 5 to do this, so this is my job now. So no, I'm not unemployed. I am very much employed by myself.
Well, it is, but people think that you're doing this part-time, and I look at how long it takes to shoot one season. There's no way you can't do that and still work.
It wouldn't work, and I actually quit my job to go full-time into content creation because I had tried to balance my teaching job in China with content creation. But ndabona content creation is falling off.
Yes.
I was like,
and you were starting to care more about the content creation.
I'm so fit, I'm a China the talent. So I was like, no, just quit, and it's going to work out. And it did.
And it did work out. Who is this person that has this personality? Daring, brave.
Wow.
You were like, if I die, I'm going. Do your siblings have it? Mama, like, where does this bravery come from?
I think mostly my dad. My dad is very much like akoyiki into, and he's always encouraged us. Both our parents actually have always encouraged us to do what we want to do, but especially my dad. My dad has always been like, do what the others are too afraid or too lazy to do.
Challenge yourself.
And then also my big brother is also like that. He's very well traveled. He hardly shows any fear. He's very open-minded. Like when you tell him something, he's
just
like,
does
go for it. He's like,
go for it.
And Upolile is like, oh, okay, you're going to space. Oh, okay, cool. Safe travels. Like,
you're going to Mars.
Right. Nothing phases him. And I think growing up watching him be so unfazed in life, that's where I took it from.
So how many siblings do you have?
I have
Oh wow. Are you like
me?
No.
I have 4 siblings, 3 surviving. Yeah.
Okay, and you are number?
Last
born.
Which makes a lot of sense actually.
Last borns are always braver. Always braver.
Yeah.
Tell us about growing up in King Williamstown. How was young Popi doing, like as a student, as a child?
So
tell us about you.
Ekong is a small town in the Eastern Cape.
King Williamstown, for those that don't know what Ekong is.
So it was a very boring childhood. I always I felt like I'm a child. I could feel like I'm a child.
Yeah.
And childhood is boring. And I've always wanted to grow up because then I would have more autonomy over my life. I'd have more money, more opportunities, etc. So, but Ekonga was a very sheltered upbringing, very chilled place, safe, good to raise kids. There was a good school, all-girls school that we went to, which set the foundation really for our future.
What school was that?
KHS.
Oh,
so any girl, well, most girls who went to KHS are doing very well for themselves
Kingsridge.
now. Kingsridge High School for Girls. Yeah,
okay,
that's where
all
I went.
right.
So yeah, I mean, upbringing in Konga, normal. My parents were married. We lived in the same house our whole childhood.
Still same house.
They've moved recently, but for like 25 years. It was the same house, same stuff. So yeah, it was sheltered. It was secure. It was comfortable, but it was very boring.
For me, you look like you obviously were a history and a geography student.
Not at all.
You look like...
I should have been.
You should have been.
I should have been, but then Ekaya, my parents prioritized maths, accounting, physics. But if it were up to me, I would have done art, history,
geography.
Those theory ones. Yeah.
You would have enjoyed that.
Definitely. But I'm so lucky that I'm catching up now in my adulthood. Now I'm studying the things that I've always wanted to study. I'm studying them through my work.
Yes.
So, social this and that, history.
Look, our interests are evolving every day anyway. Geography.
So, I'm getting now.
And you go on and the world says study industrial psychology.
Industrial engineering.
Yes. How does that come about? What's the plan there?
So what's happening is I'm in matric. I don't know what to study because I don't want to study any of these things that, I'm supposed to study. The things that are going to make money. I'm like, I don't like them.
Yeah.
And then my sister and I are on our way to Port Elizabeth back then. And we passed by IDZ, Industrial Development Zone.
Yes, in PE.
And she's like, don't you want to study industrial engineering? At the time, she's studying civil engineering.
Yeah.
And she's like, the girls and boys in industrial engineering are always chilling. We always walk past them in the corridors and they chilling.
So you want to study so you can chill?
I was like, okay, I'll take it. I heard the word engineering. I was like, okay, it should make money, even though it's chilled. And it was manageable. It wasn't the easiest. I mean, the maths and the physics weren't easy, but it was a lot of theory.
So
and
this
it was
is where now
NMU. Yes.
Okay.
So 2014, my first year. Yeah.
How does that go? You finish?
I finish record time. I get my distinctions. I'm that girl.
Get a job.
I get a job in corporate South Africa. I'm not gonna. I think let me not say the company.
No, don't say it. But you can. But it's fine.
So I'm a business analyst there for a year and a half, and then the company goes through a retrenchment phase, and I'm so bad at my job because I hate it. And I'm being micromanaged. So I'm like, hey, they're going to cut me. I just know.
Private sector. Corporate South Africa.
No, let me get things. Hey, let me get a plan B.
Yeah.
And then I do a TEFL adverts.
Yes.
And then I apply for a teaching job and I get it quickly. And then, I'm off to China 2018 to teach English. Yeah.
Yes. And how long did that go for? How was it?
Ooh,
how long did you survive it?
Well. Started off well because I had a great boss. She gave me autonomy over my style and whatever. And it was great. I needed a break from South African corporate, the stress of corporate. So I got that. I got to rest and relax. But then it started getting boring because I feel like I have a brilliant mind. And when it's underutilized, I actually go into a depression.
So which grade were you teaching?
Kindergarten.
Oh yes, we were
singing, dancing, ikalazi. No way. So I was like, hey. So after, I got there in September. By December, I was done. I was like, hey guys, it's not working out.
Yeah.
But I only got the courage to really quit around only 2020, January 2020. When COVID hit, I was like, okay, here's my window. Take it, jump, and
2017, you buy a car. Your first car, was it 2017?
17.
Yeah, and you go on.
How did you know that? You're great. Your research is great.
But correct me though. Yeah. And then a colleague is like, pick a place, Popi, drive.
Yeah.
And you decide to go on your first solo trip to Pilanesberg.
Yes, Pilanesberg National Park.
National Park.
Yes.
Would you say that was the first trip that really, just started giving birth to this whole traveling thing? Tell us about that trip and why was it so? Was it your first
It
alone?
wasn't my first. It was my second. My first one was in second year.
Yeah.
I went to Stellenbosch to visit a friend who was studying at Stellenbosch University. But at that time, nothing clicked. I did that one trip and then I never thought of traveling again, until my colleague was like, hey, drive your car, go somewhere, do something.
Pick a place.
Yeah. And then after that trip, I remember thinking, I have to do this again as early as possible, even next week. The feeling of traveling alone.
And doing it alone.
Yes.
You feel like a conqueror.
I was like, no, this has to happen again. And it has to happen again soon. And then in a matter of weeks, I went to, I think, Mpumalanga. And from there on, I couldn't stop. Lesotho, Mozambique, Eswatini.
Yes.
I just kept
and you
going.
just opened up.
I never stopped.
So you're literally sitting on 13 plus countries now. How many countries?
30 plus.
30 plus.
Yeah, I think
That's
31.
amazing.
I think 31 now.
That's amazing. And what is it about Africa that made you feel like I need to start there? Because I know you started with the Lesothos, our neighbors, Mozambique.
I think it was a matter of affordability and time.
Always,
At the time I was working corporate, I only had a certain number of days for leave. So I felt like Nansi Lesotho is right here. It's a few hours drive. Nansi Eswatini. It was about what can I afford? I could afford to drive back then more than I could afford to fly. So it was about where can I drive to quickly in and out.
Even then, everything was about driving.
It's always been a financial thing for me.
Okay.
That's how I came to be here. It was always about finances.
Yeah.
So back then, flights were expensive for me. I felt, but I can pour petrol. I'll be fine if I can just pour petrol and drive. So it wasn't really about Africa. I didn't think of it that way. I just thought, where can I go now with the money that I have?
Going somewhere.
Yes. The intentionality about Africa, I think even now I'm not intentional about Africa so much as it intrigues me more than any other place in the world. And then since I'm African, now I look like I'm intentional and I'm trying to be pro-Africa and put Africa on the map. It's not really about that.
Yeah.
It's just that it really intrigues me naturally.
Yeah. But for anyone who's never come across your content or even know about the Popi Show and the Popsicles and all these reels and clips we keep seeing of you, Popsicles, what would you say you do for a living?
Damn, what do? I think, hey, son, maybe I'm a travel entertainer.
You're a travel entertainer.
Yeah, I would say that because the premise of the show is entertainment.
Yeah.
It ends up being educational, inspirational, informative, but it's mostly just to entertain. Even the way I pick my destinations is for entertainment's sake. So I'm a travel entertainer. So what I do is I travel all over the world with the intention to entertain. So with the intention to find things that are new to me and a bit bizarre. I like to wow. I would call it wow. I thought I was wowing the audience, but it turns out I'm scaring the audience. I'm like, okay, I thought we were all in this together. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're getting used to it though.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
Guys, the comments are better. But we'll see now in season 5 when I'm hitchhiking South Africa because you know how.
What would you say we're on season 5 now. So what would you say has informed each season? You've just said now that it's pure out of entertainment, but it's just based on that alone?
Okay, so season 1 was based on the fact that I enjoyed Afrobeats. I still do. And I was like,
music.
The music, the genre.
Nice.
And I was like, I wonder what it's like in Nigeria, Ghana, where the genre is popular, and I suppose other West African countries. I was intrigued. The biggest artists of Afrobeats at the time were coming from Nigeria. I was like, Nigeria, Afrobeats in the streets, and how do they relate to Afrobeats? Do they enjoy it as much as we do? And my dream was to go to Nigeria. And then I looked at the map, and I was like, from Nigeria, you skip Nigeria, Benin, Togo. You skip 2 countries. So they separated by 2 countries with Ghana. I'd also like to try Ghana. Ghana was also big. It was the year of return, all that.
Yes, Afrobeats there as well. So
I posted a story saying, guys, I'm going to go to Nigeria. And I'm going to do it by road. And then I was broke. That's why I was saying that. I was like, well, the only way I can do it is by road. Okay, so I say this in around July 2021.
And you just putting it out there.
And then September, I say it again. September 2021, I put it out there again. I promise you the next day, Omekchi podcast and show.
They talk about you.
No. they had an all-exclusive giveaway to Ghana.
Oh.
And someone sent it to me and they were like, enter the competition. Hi, Nyana, enter the competition. I come fourth. There were only 3 spots. And then I'm like, guys, money, let's raise the money to go to Ghana. We can do it.
So what was the competition about, to go to Ghana to do what?
Just win a trip to Ghana with the podcast and chill team.
All right. It would have been aligned though. And then you take your content while they do.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
But actually, I'm grateful I didn't win, because then the Popi Show was born. Because had I gone there, then that's how my mind would have thought. I would have thought, to go to these places, I want to be sponsored, I need X amount of money. And the experience I would have gotten there would have been a very maybe luxurious, cute, aesthetic experience. And then my mind would have thought, oh, see Ghana, uya kwezandawo, uya lodge, you go to the infinity pool, you go to the clubs.
The usual stuff.
The usual stuff. So not having the funds actually determined the style of the show. And I'm grateful for that.
And the thing is, you're very brave. Very few people are brave enough to capture travel content this way, because this is what people are always looking at: luxury, this, I want to take a flight to this.
Yeah.
You'll never hear someone say, I want to take a bus to Congo.
No. It's like people. The first question is why?
But what makes it for you not to follow that social aesthetic of things looking the way they should look, luxury? Why do you take this route?
I think it
you
goes
did
back,
say affordability, but now I think it's becoming more.
Yes, now this is sort of the
essence of the show.
Yes, the format of the essence. So I think it goes back to what my dad always said, which was, do what the others are too afraid to do. Because then you carve out your own niche. You know, you don't have to face so much competition in that space, because not a lot of people have the guts or the know-how of how to do what I'm doing. You know. So I think now it's become about that, just carving out my own niche, playing in my own space, in my own lane. Yeah.
And it's working for you. It really is.
It is.
So if like, I'm thinking out loud now, if like a Ford says, here's a Ford Ranger.
Now,
if
Ford
like
now.
and then a Radisson Blue is like, we have hotels all over Africa. Now you have a car, and then SAA or whoever says whenever you want to fly. Now you have a car, you have flights, and you have a Radisson Blue giving you. Will that not spoil the recipe of the Popi Show?
Okay.
Will that be something that you would
I think consider? Not all at once. I can't do it all at once in one trip. Fly, car, everything's laid out and planned. No. So if I'm going to drive, then the accommodation must be really dungeony. Must be a dungeon. If I'm going to stay
Radisson Blue doesn't have dungeon accommodation, so they fall out.
Yeah, so they fall out immediately. So if I'm not driving, then I can sleep at a Radisson.
Okay.
If I fly somewhere, then let's say I fly to Asia.
Yeah.
Then it must be a road trip. Once I land, no more flying. Do you get me?
Okay.
So I try to balance it out so that it's fun. Because these things, I mean, they're fun. It's fun to me. It's fun for me to travel the way I travel. That's where the stories are.
That's where you meet the people.
Because just flying and doing these villas, and there's no stories. You don't meet people. Nothing really happens. You literally have to step out and go look for adventure and danger and whatever. That's
hitchhike through Africa and the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes, most of the times, these trips you hope to meet a host country. I mean, host family
all the time.
To host you. I know you met a family that was near and dear to you. If I don't know if I want to pronounce it wrong, the Chapa family from Kenya, Chapa family. That I see how much you.
And Ruth's family in Namibia, those two families.
How do you find your host families for every trip that you go to? Because yes, definitely, also for safety reasons.
Yes.
That's how you are safe when a family is hosting you. But how do you find them, or how do they find you?
I just ask around people, random people on the streets. I just spark conversations, and I'm like, let's say I'm on a bus, for example. I'll say, I'm headed to maybe Kuroka.
It's raining.
And I'll say, and I'd like a host family there. Do you know anyone? Do you think you might know anyone? And people will be like, oh yeah, my aunt stays there. Or let me hop on a
So
call.
you do all of this while you are on the bus
Yes.
to somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
So nothing's planned ahead.
Nothing's
and
planned
that's what
ahead.
I prefer. I prefer for things to just be organic. And sometimes you'll see I'll be struggling. I'll struggle to find a host family. I'll struggle to find a connection to such and such a place. And yeah, that's just the way the show goes. It's shot in real time. And yeah, that's the style of it.
Tell us about your first host family. Now that we're talking about them, how was it? How was the experience?
It was absolutely amazing. It was a Kenyan family, the Chapa family in Solone, Kenya, a village. I had asked my Airbnb hostess to please hook me up with a host family because I guess I've always liked this style of travel. So I was on a road trip from South Africa to Kenya, get to Kenya, and it's getting a bit too touristy. I'm like, okay, I want to ground. Can you please hook me up with a host family? It was amazing. They treated me like family. It was very chilled. It was village life, a very slow life, organic food. I had the best time ever.
Yeah.
And it stuck. I was like, oh, I can do this. I need to find more families to host me. This is so lovely.
Yeah.
And it's always the same thing. There's no family that I can say, oh, they did something totally different.
Families are actually alike, by the way,
Yes, they
in
are.
ways that we
Black families
Yeah.
all over Africa, we do the same thing. So I enjoy that slowing down
Yeah.
and that sort of boringness of it.
Village life,
Yeah.
routine,
Yeah, routine.
kuyavukwa, kuyokhiwa amanzi.
Uvaswe,
Uvaswe,
whip up,
yeah.
wash dishes, and then chill, do nothing, or go to the field, come
Yeah.
back, eat, take your evening bath, sleep.
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, when you pick in every country that you land on, what's the three things that you are like when you're mapping up your journey? Okay, you can't map as much because yours
Yeah.
is spontaneous, right? But what are the three things that you definitely need to try? It could be anything, food. Like, what's the things where you like, whichever country you've been,
Yeah.
you haven't left without doing those three things.
I think I have to go out into the wild.
Okay.
I have to go out. I have to experience some sort of danger. So
Some sort of
be in
danger.
I have to try some sort of transport, some sort of quote unquote bad, dangerous transport.
On the back of a bike.
Yeah, something.
On the
I
back
have
of
to
a
get on
donkey.
Yes, a truck, a donkey, whatever. I have to do that. So that's number one. Number two, I have to learn the language. I don't think I've ever been to a country and left without learning a single word. I have to. And then, well, I don't go deeply, but JK. And number three, what else? I don't know. I think those two, because I don't really like the touristy stuff.
Yeah.
So the history, I don't even care for history. I don't go to museums to check out the history. The history usually falls on my lap as I'm just
you're
moving
going.
through. Yeah.
But let me give you your props with the language. You are trying, hey?
I'm trying.
I see sometimes you even try and sign, but I
Guys,
think like you do it with the translator on your phone, but you are surviving.
I hardly use a translator anymore.
Is
I
it?
just, guys, I don't like using a translator because I feel like it robs me of the language.
Because if you go to, let's say you are in West Africa, what's the most common language that's spoken there?
French, English.
So
But French, yeah,
So you know with that
Yeah.
you can
Hi, Shanice French is
Stumble.
coming along.
in at least
Nice.
4-5 countries.
Yes, hi, yo, it's coming along. Yo, Aisha, I'm proud of myself. My French now, my Portuguese, recently because I
Yes.
was in Brazil.
Yes.
But I first picked it up in Angola.
Yes.
Which other one?
Angola is
Spanish.
100% Portuguese speaking.
Sana.
Amazing. I've
Yeah.
never been to a place in SADC where there's no English.
Yeah, in Mozambique, yeah, no?
Mozambique is
Is there
better.
some English? Okay.
Mozambique definitely
And
has,
now I remember
has a bit
some
of English.
English.
Angola,
Yeah, but
No English.
Congo, I mean, French all the way.
Congo's French.
But I think they're picking up English now. I can just
Is it?
more than when I was there, Hlambi 2022.
So
Nowadays,
how do you sign? I want to eat. Come with
It's
me to
literally-
the bathroom.
literally, like, I want to know what's this. This is hungry. I'm hungry. Food. People know, guys. Tired, sleepy, so people
You're
know.
signing your way through
Yeah, hey.
through life. I think another thing that I've picked up from your adventures is that you're very passionate. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it back to Africa because that's where it
That's my-
started.
yeah.
I think I can see that for you. You wanted to show the world that it is South Africa is safe enough to travel.
Definitely.
Do you think you've managing to achieve that?
Yes, I think I am. There are still a lot of people who are still scared, and you'll see it in the comments.
Yeah.
But Aisham, I think I've opened it up as maybe not yet a travel destination, but sort of an option. I think people are willing now to put it on the bucket list.
They
might not tick it off.
Yeah.
But at least it's starting now to make its way into
and not Cape Town. Because there's many other places to see.
Yes.
Worth seeing.
People are starting now to be like, okay, I think I'd go. But they're still skeptical because of, unfortunately, the parts of the countries that I show exhibit a lot of struggle. And people don't want to struggle. They don't have the time to struggle.
Unfortunately, you can't go through Africa without seeing that side. It's impossible.
Yes, but also there are flights, there are hotels. You can always do that, but I don't show that. I show more the boats, the motorcycles, the bad roads, and then people think that's all the country is, and then they're skeptical to go because they haven't seen the other side on my page. And I always say, go onto the other pages, do your research.
Yes.
The other pages will show you the best of the best, and then you can choose, you can pick and choose.
Because your focus is different.
Yes, my focus is different,
You know what? Yeah, it's tricky because you can't give everyone a bit of everything.
No.
You need to.
And I don't want to play in the luxury space. It doesn't interest me. That content, I don't even watch that content. I yawn, So I don't want to partake in it, and I don't feel like I owe the audience a balanced view of Africa. I'm going to show you what I want to show you. It's up to you to now go do your research.
That's the whole
form your own
point.
opinions.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Because I think sometimes Congolese people get a bit annoyed with me because I always show the same thing in Congo. But that's what I enjoy about Congo. And I'm actually trying to celebrate all sides of Congo. So I feel like sometimes Congolese people shy away from the parts of Congo that are not perfect. So the boats, the bad roads, the muddy roads.
And that's what's fun for you.
That's what's fun for me, and I want to celebrate the whole of Congo. So some people are already celebrating luxurious Congo. Great. I want to now come to these other non-luxurious parts, and I want to celebrate them. And I hope my tone is celebratory. If not, then at least cool. But I hope I'm not dragging the DRC.
Look, it's the same. I mean, it depends on what's fun for you. People go to Cape Town and they only go to Kwalanga because they want to enjoy the township life. But Cape Town has become that luxury place.
Yes.
And now the other side of it is just non-existent from a tourist point of view. So it's
another thing I see is people will say township tour, and then all it is just walking through the streets, maybe grab a beer.
Soweto Vilakazi, and it's done.
I'm not seeing tours who are like spend time with the family. I don't know. I think people are open to that though, but it's just not available yet. It's still just come in for a few hours, have a beer, take some pictures of people probably without their permission, and then get on a bus and leave again. I'm not seeing immersive travel yet.
People don't integrate themselves in the community. They're just there for luxury.
And I wonder if maybe there's no time for that, because that does take time. Yeah, because it does take time to get to know a family.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know though. I think
it's just purely based on interest. To be honest, it depends on what you like to experience when you travel.
Yes, because that's exactly
it's just subjective.
Yeah, I get
what you like.
Yeah,
and people look at your adventures and they think, wait, Tata, where do you get this money? Where do you get this money? We see you raising funds. We see you started raising funds with the Afrobeats first trip. And then now you started your crowdfunding with your close friends and the people subscribe. We're on season 5 now.
You actually just answered the question. That's how I make money.
Yeah, but people think that there's so much more to it. People think that, baby comes from a rich family. Your dad is a big baller there by the Eastern Cape. When you're stuck in Kenya and you're like, Dad, the money is finished.
Nothing could be further from the truth. No, really. So how I make money for anyone who's interested is I charge a subscription fee.
Yeah.
So the reels that people see on my Instagram, on my TikTok, are just trailers for the full show. So the full episodes, the full show happens in Close Friends, and people subscribe for a fee. That's how I make money to travel, afford everything. I do not receive money
So
from
do you have like a target for each season and they see it, or you use whatever you've made and you top up? How do you figure it out?
No, I mean, all the money that I use is from subscriptions. So do I have a target? I used to, but I'm stopping now. I'm just going with the flow because the target thing took up a lot of my headspace in previous seasons, and it made me not enjoy the journey because I was so focused on numbers. How many subscribers? How much revenue per year? Do I need my
That
target?
thing will stress you out.
This, I just make it just an average number. It's not a big number, just an average number, average revenue, good enough. Yeah.
And people donate as well.
Not so much anymore. I think people now are thinking, oh, she has money, she can do it, which is fine. It's not a bad
She must
perception.
have a brand or two in her pocket now.
So no,
she doesn't
not
need
as
us
much,
anymore.
But season 2, road trip from South Africa to Ghana was the biggest. People came out,
supported you.
They really showed out. They subscribed, they donated. A little bit as well in season. Can't remember. Season 3, road trip from South Africa to Kenya. And then season 4, no, not so many donations at all. No, people were like, okay, no, we think she's good. We'll see in season 5. We'll see, but yeah. It's mostly subscriptions
And
now.
what's been your favorite season? 5 seasons? Let's leave 5 out because it's still
Coming,
new. It's still coming. What's been your favorite so far?
Season 2 by far. That
South Africa to Ghana.
Yes, because that's what catapulted the show.
Yeah.
That's what started the show. Like, I feel like I'm done after that season, guys. That's gonna top that season.
And you got to
it was
experience
so
Afrobeats.
pure and organic, and it was so beautiful. And that route is marred with adventure.
So you go from South Africa. Now that let's speak about this one season.
Yes.
Bus. You take a bus from South
Take a
Africa.
bus from Pretoria, South Africa,
Yes.
to Windhoek, Namibia.
Okay.
It's like a 32-hour trip.
Oh my God.
Exhausting.
My legs would be this big.
No. So the first half of the trip is in those small buses.
Yeah.
But then Shem, the second half now from Uppington to Windhoek is the sleepliner. So your feet, when you get, the feet are swollen, but not that bad.
So South Africa to Windhoek to?
Luanda, Angola.
Yes.
Luanda to Kinshasa, DRC.
Yes.
Kinshasa to, what's it called? No, not Libreville, sorry, Brazzaville.
Yes.
Republic of Congo.
Yes.
Brazzaville to Libreville,
Okay.
Gabon. Libreville to Yaoundé, Cameroon. And then I flew from Cameroon to Nigeria because the road travel, it's not, there's a war. There are 2 routes. The road one, there's a war called the Amazonian War. And then the second one is by water, which, I mean, they travel in these small dinghy boats and they drown and they whatever. So
But you have luggage. It's a bit risky. How big is your luggage though? How small do you keep your travel luggage?
It's actually I actually travel with quite a few bags. I have the biggest suitcase you can imagine. And I still have 2 backpacks. So small backpacks over and above that. So I'm quite a heavy traveler.
So if you get a lift on your motorbike, suitcases,
ziyabotshwa back. Like it's
Put
so
a rope
normal.
over them.
They put a rope over them in the bag and we sit nicely. And then from you land in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
From there it's Cotonou, Benin. From Benin it's what's the capital of Togo? Lomé, Togo.
I didn't even
And
know
then
that. Yes.
Accra, Ghana. Yeah,
Nice. That was how long?
it took me. I started June 2022. I got there October. So July, August, September, October, about 4 months.
Nice.
4 months. It's quick.
We are phone. Are you calling your family? Dad, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Please don't
Once a
send
month.
the
Once a
calls.
month.
I'm good.
Nah, my parents are chilled.
Yeah.
Once a month, I chat with my parents. Where are you? How are you? Yeah.
And you also work closely with the local police. You said you work with the Airbnbs. You work with the police as well. Because I did want to ask you, what safety measures do you take for yourself now when you
myself.
travel?
I actually don't take any safety measures. The only thing I do is when in Rome. So if I see people hopping on a boat, I'm in the boat.
So you're with people.
Yeah,
You're
so
safe.
whatever. Yeah, I look around. What are people doing?
Yeah.
And I'm never alone. I'm never in a bus alone. I'm never in a hotel alone. There's always other people.
And you've never encountered someone that can see that, oh, no,
No.
she's a foreigner here. We can do this,
that
we can
never
do
happened.
that.
And I have a hard, stony face. And I resting pea face. And also I'm even in a foreign language, I will ndine shore.
Yeah.
Like the way I talk to people abangathi bazama something, no, awuzuyenza loo nto.
Good
in
for
my
you.
broken French, I'm like, no, that's not
In your
happening.
broken French.
No, that's not happening. You're not gonna treat me like that.
And what has been like an experience that was like shocked for days? You were like,
It was that road trip, that 12-day road and boat trip from Lubumbashi, DRC to Goma, DRC.
Yeah.
So the flight from Lubumbashi to Goma was 10,000 rands, and I felt it was too expensive for a domestic flight.
10,000?
Yeah, one way.
And how long is the flight?
Maybe it's 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's too expensive for me. And I asked around, can I go by road? It was mixed reviews, but yeah, I found it. They were like, yeah, we can take you on a motorcycle halfway and then you can take boats halfway. I was like, okay, how long is it going to take? They said a week. I said, okay, fine. But
on a motorcycle for a week?
3 days on the motorcycle, and then the rest of the days it's boats. I was like, ish, it sounds doable. I really underestimated it. But once I got on that road, I was like, I regret it. And there was no turning back. I was already midway.
Yeah.
So I had to continue through boats, sleeping on boats. Yeah. But it was amazing. Would I do it again?
Well, probably the content and the experience was worth it, but it's
so
just
worth
the transport. You're like,
yeah.
So
Fikile. I don't know if I'd do it again, but I'm glad I did it. I had to do it. Yeah.
What's your take on brand partnerships and how, now that you are growing, ne, and you are starting to have like a true sense of your identity and direction of where you want to go with the show, what would you work with or not work with? I know we did touch on brands, but currently, where's the Popi Show with brand partnerships, and what's your vision?
Firstly, I'm open. I'm definitely open to brand partnerships. Mostly things that are aligned. So it would be travel things. So a car, accommodation, hiking gear, that sort of thing. But I'm also open to like consumer products, food.
Your
like
hat.
I did the hat. Shout out to Tota. The hat. I did a partnership with Bar One.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I felt that, I did a partnership with Peaceful Sleep, which is anti-mosquito.
Yes.
Mosquito repellent. I thought
Makes sense.
It makes sense,
Aligned.
Yeah, I'm open to anything and everything.
What doesn't make sense for you?
Maybe vape. So a vape company did reach out, and I was like, no, I don't think that's a good one for me.
Okay.
Because I don't vape, and I'm against. I don't know. I'm health conscious in that regard.
Yes.
And maybe gambling, things like those. No, I'm not. No, people must work for their money. I don't want to give people false
So if Lotto
dreams.
wants to sponsor you,
damn.
think about it, Kesan.
I think, okay, fine, you can play the lottery.
Think about
I think I respect the lottery. I don't know why. I think they've built a good brand for themselves.
Yeah, even
versus
Super
the
Bets.
other ones. I'm side-eyeing Super Bets. I don't know why.
say that out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you will. I think when you're starting out, you like super opening. And then as you grow and as you experience more, you're like, actually,
yeah.
I have things that I don't wanna.
Yeah, no, not everything.
I don't wanna.
But I'm open to so many things. I would sell, mostly everything. I'm really an open person. Yeah, because I use a lot of products. I am a consumer of products. I eat a lot of things. I use a lot of products.
So yesterday, I was prying on your socials and I
Yes.
saw an interesting thing.
Okay.
I saw something about booze.
Those are
You say you keep a sex journal.
I sure do.
For your kinky memories on the road.
Yes.
So the kinky memories do come.
They do happen. They do happen. They happened especially season 2. There was a lot of it.
You meet people.
I meet people on the road and then, whatever happens,
Why do you want to keep a
happens.
journal though?
Because close friends are interested in that as well.
Okay.
Like, how's dating on the road, And I just like to document the realities of it. And the realities are mostly that, you don't get to be intimate with one person for long because I'm never in one country for more than, I think, 2 weeks. So I never get to build those relations. And even if I am in a country for a month, I'm not in the same place for more than a few days. So I wanted to show them the realities that, you get in there, and then you get
people,
out.
you meet people that you're like,
it gets lonely, and you want, you crave. Yes. I'm right. That's another thing that I wanted to address. But these are the types of people you're gonna meet. You know, you're not gonna meet your chartered accountants, doctors.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, especially if you travel the way I do. So the types of areas I go to have a certain type of man. So, you know.
So you're also showing us men as your trips.
Men, how they are, how they treat you, the different dynamics between South African men and men outside of South Africa.
Do you touch on those dynamics? Do you show them on your?
I don't show the men, but I document it, like, intensely. Like, religiously, I document every piece. I tell them, and then he said this, and then I said that, and then
you talk about it.
I definitely talk about it.
And they don't last, ne?
No, unfortunately, they don't last because.
Has someone said, you know, where in South Africa do you stay? How much is a flight to Johannesburg?
No, unfortunately,
when are you back?
No. Oh no, unfortunately,
I want to see you again, Pops.
They don't. Unfortunately, they don't see me as someone they could build something with. Because I'm always on the road. Yeah. So, no, they never work. They never last.
Nah. There's a scary moment that I read about that I really wanted to speak to you about. Hey, the borders are closed in Gabon. You can't come home. How was that? And there's a war brewing. It was a coup or something.
A coup, yeah. No, for me, it was annoying because I was on my way to Ghana. Now they're closing these borders. They're just wasting my time, basically. That's how I felt. I didn't feel scary.
You didn't feel unsafe?
No, not at all. Because I was hosted. I met a lady on a bus on my way to the border town.
Okay.
So she had said, because she knew how the elections in Gabon work. She's from there. So she was like, around this time, they close the borders. So you're not going to make it to the border. And she was like, and they're not going to open these borders for like a week. So let me host you in my home with my boyfriend while we wait for them to resolve this thing. I trusted them. The vibes are good. And Nyani, I mean, I was so safe. When they announced the coup, by the time they announced the coup, I was safely, I had even made a lover. Taken up a lover. By then, I'm in my lover's bed.
Drinking beer with your lover.
My lover woke me up from sleep, and he was like,
a coup.
He was like, it's a coup. There's a coup. I was like, okay, thank you. And then I went back to bed. So it was very nice. It was very. Shout out to Gabon. Gabon is a very interesting country.
Really?
Yeah. There's so much happening. You are in Gabon. You are. It's too much. I love it. It's so underdeveloped. It's a playground for the adventurer. I think there's literally like one city, the capital, Libreville.
Yeah.
And then the rest are small towns.
Yeah.
Rural, underdeveloped, water, elephant, forest. It's the most beautiful place.
And season 4, what was the plan with season 4? For me, I think that's probably my favorite because I love anything that's to do with the Caribbean and South America.
I was supposed to go to Europe
and Dominican Republic. I was like, oh, this is so nice. How did that go for you?
So I was supposed to go to the initial plan was Europe, a European tour.
Yeah.
But then my visa got rejected. My Schengen visa got rejected. So I was
Apparently
like, okay.
That's hard to secure.
Really?
Schengen visas.
I'm the only person who has had their Schengen visa rejected that I know. So I thought it was easy.
I see on TikTok people celebrate when they
they
celebrate. So which means it's really hard. Yeah. I've seen a couple of people like, oh guys, I'm on my way to the embassy. Why is it so difficult to get this thing? So it's a thing. Don't take it personally. I don't think it's you. I've seen people celebrate.
So they rejected it, and then I was like, okay, where else can I go that doesn't need a visa? That is not Africa. Because I'd just come out of Africa. So I was like, okay, let's go to South America. I didn't even care about South America. I knew nothing about it.
You didn't care?
No, I just went because I had to have a season. And when I was there, then I started caring and seeing things and being like, oh, okay, cool.
You went to the Amazon.
I sure did, yeah.
Anaconda.
No, yes, but they lived in a clearing, a big clearing, close to the water, so close to traffic.
Yeah.
And as you know, snakes hate that.
Yeah.
Snakes like a very quiet place. No jaguars. I thought jaguars maybe. No jaguars.
You were looking for the danger.
I was, and did I find it? No, but it was a nice experience. It was dangerous enough, just being in a forest. And they put me in this house with no doors. So I thought, hey, well, guys, what if a wild animal stumbles upon me?
Well, even Bali has houses without doors.
Really? But alone in the forest?
In the Amazon.
I thought no.
And they said there won't be animals that...
Yeah, they were like, no, animals hate coming.
Anaconda.
For like 3 days. Because I was there for 3 nights.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. I only slept once I left that place.
So you start where?
I start in Brazil.
Yeah.
I go to Paraguay.
Yeah.
Then Argentina, Chile, Peru, the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I go back to...
Haiti?
No, I didn't make it inside.
You didn't make
I
it.
stood at the border and they said, no, we're not letting you in.
Oh.
It's too unstable right now.
Ooh.
And then I go back to Brazil to catch my flight to South Africa.
And now you're hitchhiking South Africa. Season 5 is here. You haven't left. You're still gonna shoot it. You're still gonna.
So I start. So today is Saturday.
Yeah.
On Monday I start shooting. So I'm off to Ematatiel.
Popi, I want to speak on behalf of a lot of people that we are scared for you. We know we don't have the safest country.
Yeah.
So what's your plan?
My measures.
Your measures.
I don't have any measures.
Because as much as you are South African and you are home, we know.
we know
what could go wrong very quickly.
I don't have measures, but for my first one, I have a host sister.
Okay.
So she's going to go up into the mountain.
So where are you
with
starting?
Me. I'm starting in Matatiela in the Eastern Cape.
Nice.
And we're going to go up into the mountain where the shepherds live. And we're going to sleep over with the shepherds.
In the mountains?
In the mountains.
Where? In the tents on the ground?
Probably on the ground. So I want to do it the way the shepherds do it. So whatever the shepherds are eating, I'm eating. Whatever the shepherds are doing during the day.
Mattress?
No, I'm full.
Like a portable mattress, like this flat one.
I have to experience it the way the shepherds are experiencing it. I really like going into
Get your bum cut by the rocks.
Yes, and also eat what they're eating. You know? If they eat menial meals per day, I also want to get into it. What work do they do?
Yeah.
Show me how to take care of livestock. And also then I want to know about their lives. I'll obviously be interviewing them. How's life? What got you to do this job? Do you enjoy it? What are your dreams?
Yeah.
You know?
So you're planning to touch all 9 provinces?
All 9 provinces, and I'm going to do different things in the provinces. I don't know what I'm going to do where yet. I only know this Eastern Cape, Matatiel. Yes. I know I'm going to go to Lesotho. I have a few ideas. Shema asked the Popsicles guys.
I saw that.
And they were like, we want to see. The biggest one is the female initiation. Women. Initiation of girls.
Is that still happening?
Clearly it is, yeah.
Wait. Initiation
not
castration.
No. I think initiation as in you go to initiation.
To be initiated into womanhood.
Okay. A lot of people want to see that. So I'll probably be doing that. I'm looking for that.
I saw you speak about it, and I wanted to ask also, just for interest's sake, when you say you can join me on the road trip, what does that look like?
It looks like literally emailing me, hey, I see you on your way to Lesotho, let's meet in Maseru, literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they hang out with you for the day and do whatever you're doing.
Yes, for like a day or two. Maybe I should put a limit on it so that if we don't gel, I know by only for 2 days.
That sounds fun.
Then just tag along. I'm really just looking for people who have time. You have to have time because it takes a lot of time. There's no itinerary, so I can't tell you, but hi, by Thursday you will be rep. No.
Yeah.
So it needs someone with time, money.
And the rest of it is just spontaneous. You can't say where you're going next.
I can't.
You'll see. Plans.
I'm manifesting a husband.
Okay.
If anyone's watching this and they think that's a fine gal,
are we auditioning?
Yeah, definitely.
So they can be anywhere in the world.
Email me. Yeah, anywhere in the world. Don't DM me because my DMs are so full.
You don't have characteristics, deal breakers quickly?
Must have their own thing going for them.
Okay, have your own thing.
So I don't want a guy to come up and see what I'm doing here and be jealous and want to take it over.
Or want to join you.
They can join me.
Yeah.
No, they can definitely join me, but I don't want them to. Men tend to want to take it over.
Yes, they do.
Do this, do that.
They do.
So I need a guy who's busy, who's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Who's proud of what he's doing and who won't feel intimidated by what I'm doing.
Okay.
So that man obviously will have money naturally. He'll have his own money. Yeah, I like a tall dog, but anything works, you know. Yeah.
Email her, guys.
Yeah, my email's in all my bios.
Take a chance. Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot, yeah.
Shoot your shot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for
Tiki,
coming and for
having
saying
me.
yes. And you're almost leaving soon. So I'm really glad that you said yes.
You're welcome. Thank you
I
so
will
much
check
for having
on
me.
you. Take pepper spray and
Definitely,
I will check on you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you so much for joining the episode. That's it. That's a wrap. Please do like and subscribe. And please, I want all your comments. So as the channel is growing, you can be in a position to recommend who I can have over, who you'd like to see. And yeah, let's see. Let's see how This Is What I Do does this year. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in. Yeah, it's a wrap. See you soon.